What is going on? Today I am doing a short and simple video on how to cook and clean some red rock crabs. These are the other species of crab commonly caught on the Oregon coast. There's Dungeness and then there's red rock. Today I went out and this is all I was able to keep. As you can see, they are kind of small, but it's not the body that we're worried about. It's the claws. With red rocks, these claws are very meaty, and yes, they do look a little limp. When your crab are limp, it usually means they're dead, which you don't want to cook dead crab. But these guys have been on ice. They're alive, but there's limp. They were on ice, so they're very cold and they're just not moving. So I'm just gonna go quickly over the anatomy of these crabs, just so you kind of know what you're working with. When cooking with crab, this kind of relates both to red rock and Dungeness. So let's get into that real quick, and then I'll show how to cook them, how to clean them, and that'll be that. So I'm real quick going to go over the anatomy of this crab, just so you kind of know what you're working with. Like I said, with red rocks, we are working with the claws. These things are freaking huge. You got to be careful with red rocks because these will break your finger. Dungeness have a strong grip, nothing like these guys. These guys are meant to break bone, so be careful with these. Next part is pretty much the body of the crab. This is called the carapace. This top shell. All the internal organs are all held under this carapace. So next is the identifier of a male and female crab. So this peels down like that, and there is the intestine. That is where it poops. When it's long and skinny like that, that means it is a male, and when it's a wider part, where this flap is wider, means it's a female. So pretty much that's what we're working with, the carapace, and right there is where you're going to be peeling off to clean this, and then we're taking the claws, and that's where a lot of our meat's going to be. All right, now to the cooking section, and then we'll get to the cleaning. So we're going to have a big pot like this, and you're just going to want to bring this water to boiling. That is the simplest part of this process. Let's turn that on and let that boil. Once the water's boiling, throw some seasonings in. I'm going to use garlic, salt, and Lowry's. If you have Old Bays, I prefer that very much, but I don't have any, unfortunately. Take the crab and some tongs and set them in. So 2 crabs in the pot, we're going to have it boil for about 10 to 12 minutes. All right, now that we've cooked for about 15 minutes, next thing you want to do is run it under some cold water. Usually you want to just do this in an ice bath, but I'm doing it kind of quick. So I ran it under cold water just so I can handle it a little quicker. But running it under cold water like that, it will stop the cooking process so it doesn't overcook and become rubbery. You can see it change colors quite a bit. There's these big claws we're working with, and it's a nice, beautiful bright orange. Oh, that looks good. So now that this is cooked, I showed you how to cook, bring it to boil for about 15 minutes, and now we are going to get to the cleaning process and get some meat out of these nice claws. All right, time to clean this guy. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to peel off the carapace. So what you want to do is right back here so this is the bottom part of the crab right there, and then the top part right, there's a little ledge you can feel with your nail. So you can grab that, and you're just going to pull apart, just like that. So that is the carapace that holds the brain and all the other internals. The yellow part is called the crab butter, which holds a lot of the toxins. I wouldn't recommend eating that. So what you're left with is this right here. These little pieces right here, these are the gills. I'll tear one off real quick. That is a crab gill right there. And then you have the bottom part of the mouth and the rest of the inside. Now that we're left with this part of the crab, we're going to take what I showed to identify what sex the crab is. You're going to grab it and you're going to peel it back like that. You grab that and just peel that off. And you can go through and take all the gills, and that's all the gross, the crab butter and all that. You don't want that. in your food. You can rinse it off. A lot of people are against rinsing the crab because it gets rid of the flavor, but also gets rid of the stuff that you don't want to eat. So you can either freeze it like this or put it in the fridge like this, and this is pretty much ready to be taken apart and eaten. Or you can section it up like I'm about to do. And you're going to take from the body, you're going to break the legs off. So every piece of the body you're going to break at the joint. These leftover pieces are the body where the legs were attached. And a lot of people actually throw this away, but when you get cleaned off, there's actually a lot of good meat in there. This is kind of where I just sit and eat it because it takes too much time to, oh, that's good. It takes too much time to go through and get it all out, unless it's a Dungeness where it's a little easier. But this little red rock, not a whole lot of body meat. All right, when you cook and clean it, you pretty much pull apart the pieces you need and you're left with all this. These are the legs and the claw. So I'll do a little quick run through on this bigger one. So we're gonna take, so here's the carapace, take the back of it, finger under, pull up till that pops right off. Take the gills off, rinse that crab butter out, and take that section right there, break it off. So from here you can, from the joint, boom, claw, and then your legs. Simple as that. Crab are not hard creatures to clean, just like crawdads. They're pretty much a 1-2 process. You just want to be able to cook them right and make sure they're healthy to eat. So just don't eat the yellow part, that is the crab butter, that is the accumulation of toxins and other things you don't want. And stick the legs and the claw right in there where a lot of people throw out from the body. There's a lot of good meat in there. And in Dungeness you can get actually a lot of meat out of that. Well, there you go. There's the quick and simple way of how to cook and clean a red rock crab. These are super good. I will do a Dungeness on when I get a Dungeness, but this is what I got today. These are pretty tough, so you're gonna wanna, to get the meat, just kind of hit with your palm so you crack it a little bit, and you can pull it apart. Get those big chunks of meat out. If you have shell crackers, those are advised, but compared to Dungeness, the shells on these guys are a lot harder. Anyway, I hope this is a helpful video. It's just a quick little how-to. I will be doing more on different cleaning videos like crawdads and Dungeness, like I said. Help me get to 500. Just hit that subscribe button, hit the bell. Doesn't take anything out of your day and helps me a ton. I really appreciate it. Be sure to check out my Instagram. And that's pretty much all I have for today. I hope to catch you, maybe some crab or fish or whatever in the next video. Thanks for watching. See ya.